This is the Super Metroid Map Rando Tournament. The mode is double suit, picked by Carter. The match is against karterfreak versus phatscott25. I am Tickles. Joining me on comms is the Divine.
Hello,
we
everyone.
have NN on tracking. Carter is the 36th seed, and phatscott is the 20th. But Carter has been grinding a lot and has improved quite a bit in a short amount of time. So I think this will be a closer match than the seeds would have you think. And here they go. Interesting start. Now, there is a out of logic damage boost strat you can go do here. I'm curious if any of the racers are going to go for it.
Worthwhile to start.
No Nevdemorph, Sag. Are we going to a new zone already? Yes, we are. Looks like in Meridia. phatscott opting to go back. Carter probably going to do snail clip here. We have divergence already. I believe the snail clip is not in logic unless you have X-ray. But I still think it's a pretty good move here.
That's
There's
X-ray.
X-ray. That puts the snail clip in logic.
Speak and ye shall receive.
So if Carter was able to get that snail clip, that was potential like major skip there in the logic. Fortunately, did not get it, and phatscott might just catch back up here. Not going for it again. Instead, opting to sandpit YOLO. Interesting. There's power bombs for phatscott. That is big.
It looks like Fat's getting stuff that he can get without having to take sort of a one-way trip around right now. So, see how it pays off. Oh, Carter opting to reset.
Carter's all the way back at the beginning now. Not a good reset. But one... Well, it wasn't a bad reset, but it's just unfortunate that the seed is just being started over again. Well, phatscott is making progress here. I really want to know what's in that snail clip. I think that's probably logically where the seed wants you to go, is use that X-ray to do that. So there might be something very important in there. We have a save. Let's go. Will we get a croc fight this seed? We see early charge. The players might opt to go for it. I know when I see early charge, I'm thinking Croc probably has a major or something. Ooh, amphitheater.
Why jump?
Nice by phatscott, not falling there. The logic was to use PBs to boost back and forth, but crumble jumps were executed well there.
You think we see Fat head back to X-ray and back to Snail Room now, or?
Yeah, seeing as that map is locked, that's what I would be thinking here is maybe blind check a few doors on the way out, but since you're super missile locked here, and you can't get to the map, maybe the map in Meridia is obtainable. phatscott didn't explore as far as Carter to know what's locking it or not. Oh, this might be something. Hold supers? Nope.
And any tank. We'll take it.
Come on, Carter, don't fall. Okay. That would have been tragic. Yeah, as NN pointed out, you can get that X-ray logically now because you can just use the power bombs to get out. You don't have to do like the quick crumble jump or anything fancy. This definitely does seem like a seed where if you can execute without like outside of hard logic, you could be flying potentially here. Now, granted, I'm speculating a little bit here because we do not know what those aqueduct items are, but I suspect supers and something else. Carter also finding Croc.
Looks like the map might be behind Croc here.
Definitely locked behind supers at least. I'm surprised the players are both opting to blind so much of Criteria, considering Meridia is right there also, and they know there's a room with 2 items they can get. I'm a little surprised by the routing from both players. I personally would not be blinding Criteria this hard. But
yeah,
I guess
it's a little strange. I think the logic is that they just don't want to go down like a one-way path right now that they don't necessarily know they can get back.
Yeah, I think there's a little bit of fear too that like you're gonna find out later like that one door you didn't check just had like something amazing in it, like supers or speed booster or something.
Maybe a little bit of that gambler's fallacy, like, oh, maybe if I just go one more ring instead of going back to what I probably should be doing.
Yeah, and I think this also actually might speak to the like an experience thing from both these racers. In double suit, sometimes you can get baited because of how far you can travel to just like leave the area you started in and go on like a 5 zone mission to nothing. To only have to backtrack back to go find something like supers or something like that. So that's ship. That's probably both players finding ship. Probably the logic here then.
Synchronized pause screens here.
All right, are we finally gonna get to find out what's in aqueduct? Okay, looks like phatscott's going for. I'm not sure what Carter's doing here. Oh, okay. Gonna go check these doors. Not going straight for the items again. Normally, like when I see players check that door that phatscott just checked, they're looking for a save, but you don't need a save because you just saved that ship. And also, welcome to Torian.
Yeah, I don't think phatscott has the save near top of Meridia. I don't
think we have Brinstar. Yeah. I spoke this into existence. I'm sorry, everybody. Here's like every zone available into less than 10 minutes in the seed. All right, looking at phatscott's map, that X up at top left is super locked, so it's probably supers.
Two majors here, no bosses.
Yeah, Torian is slightly better than Wreck Ship, but not by much. This is supers. This could be big. Nope. I still think logical supers are an aqueduct. Carter stacking missiles here. Metroid room not too scary with both suits, but still not a great to get attached to one of them. Wow, that is a troll map. Carter might not be able to make it. Oh my god. Speed. Blind. That could be huge. Especially with how troll that map is. We might not be getting it for a while. Now, getting out of here without falling down is a little tough. But Carter gets it. No problem. I jumped help doing some work there for sure. Fat Scott not fighting Spospo for the fans. Pretty disappointing.
Very disappointing.
Oh, we have Fantoon at the top of Red Tower here. And there are super missiles. That is big. Carter might be ahead here. Even though Fat Scott is finding the map and Fantoon and all that earlier, Carter still has ice, spacer, speed, whereas Fat Scott's still gonna have to go get all this stuff.
Yeah. There's a 17 missile Fantoon is he can do it. It's not gonna be fast.
I'm not sure what the return path is here for these players that going down Mickey Mouse Room. I mean, they have ice and speed and double suits, so like, there's got to be some way for them to get back. Logically, the only thing that could lock them out would be Pants Room, but like, ice clip is still possible without X-ray, just non-logic. Oh, there's Ridley. Which, honestly, if charge is somewhere nearby, might be a fight one of these players takes.
Carter fighting Spospo. And fighting.
I try not to get my hopes up that they were just farming and leaving. But yes, we have a Spospo fight.
I think Carter thinks map is locked above Spospo.
They're gonna be a little disappointed when they find out that they could have just gone up Red Tower and avoided this. But you know, for the fans. Nice double.
Very nice. Had to give him a little what for to show off.
Carter literally found and got everything that the map reveals of value. That's amazing. Got the supers, got the majors. Carter potentially getting 15 more missiles here. A lot of players will skip missiles early, which I feel like is a mistake. Because sometimes 70-25 is how you need to beat the game, and you could have easily had that many missiles if you just didn't skip them all. assuming you wouldn't need them. I think that is a good play there.
With the lack of beams here, ammo is definitely the way to go.
Yeah, personally, when I play double suit, I kind of assume I'm never getting charge. And majors are kind of just less valuable in general because you don't really need them to progress much. Like, for example, if Carter knows how to do the one-frame pants room ice clip, Carter can beat the game with the majors they have currently. So majors become significantly less valuable. Now, granted, Carter only has 5 supers, so still kind of a tough call to avoid majors and play ammo, but it's possible that are just, you know, somewhere very far away. Speaking of far away, there's some really far away majors in Torian for phatscott. I'm curious if they'll go for them or not. Nice Doppler from Carter there. Will these be supers and bail out phatscott here? Yeah, they are. Okay, that's huge. I still think the ones you're supposed to get are in Aqueduct, but we may never find out. Because the players do not seem to like those items.
Save. It's nice to see.
Save early, save often. So I think this play phatscott's doing here to grab these majors is a good one. I don't think you can make this.
I don't think so.
With speed, you can jump off the little platform and just like barely make it to a wall jump, but without it, yeah, you're doing this. Aw. But yeah, the reason I think this is a good play is one, like there's like the bottom of the well or whatever it's called that has like the 2 items that where one of them is next, so that could be ammo. And also, if one of these happens to be charged, you're not that far away from Ridley. And that could be the difference, right? Like, if Mother Brain is, like, way on the other side of the maps, and you get charged here and kill Ridley and don't have to backtrack, that could be potentially the game-winning play. Right there. Nice.
It's the door clip. Full refill on the supers.
Watering hole, thank you, NN.
Let's see what we find here.
Space jump.
Yeah, not horrific, but not really.
Space jump. Yeah, space jump could be helpful for phatscott because unlike Carter, phatscott does not have like any way that can fly. So that could potentially be helpful, like getting top right of ship just for routing.
Discount speed booster at home.
Yeah. Yeah. So I think honestly I think space jump is an extremely underrated item. Like people look at it from a logical point of view, but it makes your movement so consistent. Like some rooms that are just kind of nasty to get through just become kind of free, and it just makes it so you know you're gonna move through the rooms at a reasonable pace, like pretty much no matter what, which can make a big difference.
Love space and speed, or space and screw, best.
Oh yeah, the I don't have to care combo, just go and blunder everything that gets in your way.
I think this is going to be spring ball.
You're thinking it's going to be a filler, eh?
Wave. It's not a... Work with it.
You know, I personally like Wave a lot because I'm really bad at reverse gate glitches. So, but you know, this latency, it's probably not going to do a whole lot. Carter going to show the speed plus high jump movement there.
Welcome over, SpeedGaming 5. Is that the... What was happening over at SpeedGaming 5? Was it a Link to the Past?
I know there was a Link to the Past tournament prior to this.
Yeah, there
On
was
this
one on
channel.
2. I think there was the other half of it was on 5. Cross keys, I believe.
Yeah, cross keys makes my brain hurt. I feel like it's... I don't understand how the runners keep track of everything through that mode. It seems so daunting. I feel like you need like an Excel spreadsheet open or something.
Oh no, it was a Metroid Prime 2 weekly race.
Is it a randomizer or just a normal game?
It was a randomizer.
I'm one of those like few people that thinks Metroid Prime 2 is the best Prime game.
I have a confession to make. I believe the only Metroid game I've ever played was Prime, and that was on a rented PS2 like 20-something years ago. Who knows? However old the game is.
So you haven't even played Super?
Nope. One of these days I'll get around to it.
I remember when this game came out. I was, I think, 7 years old, and after school, my dad and I were like trying to figure out how to beat it, like taking turns exploring and stuff. This game, Link to the Past, and Super Mario World were like the three big games I played a ton of as a kid, and still probably the games I play the most. I played Super Mario like ROM hacks, played Link to the Past randos, like SMC3s, and obviously map randos as well. So getting a lot of mileage out of these games.
We find Kraid.
DLC hold. Nice recovery from phatscott. So phatscott just a little bit ahead of Carter in terms of like map exploration, and the path that they're taking. But the two big things that I see here is speed booster could become like something could be speed locked, and also if we find charge here soon, Carter's in a good position to go and back and kill Ridley with like the PRKD beam.
Yeah.
Whereas there's no way, well, I wouldn't say no way, but charge wave Ridley would really suck. And I don't think phatscott would do that.
I think their runners are equally kind of apart from their go mode, so to say. Yeah, Carter's probably a little bit quicker.
I'd have my money on Carter here just because I think Speed Booster and Ice Beam are just so valuable, and I don't know when phatscott is, if ever, is going to find those items. Like Ice just like for like because we haven't seen Mother Brain yet. Ice just for Zeb skip to like save on resources and not have to go back and farm might literally just be the difference.
Yeah. I mean, if both runners never find charge, Um, we're looking at Carter taking this pretty much.
Absolutely.
Carter finds great.
So it's 4 majors, and Carter is missing. What, 7? Okay, so that's not super great odds that Charge is going to be one of those. But I feel like you kind of have to check all this stuff.
We know one of them's not X-ray, so
All right. They abandoned that. Oh no, just Carter did. Grew. I would be tempted to, well, phatscott can because they don't have speed boost, but I'd be tempted to do the speed boost up and grab the health and the like X's and stuff up there since it's just so close by. And there, you know, when you're sitting at 20 supers, it's every X is kind of tempting.
yeah, especially because how often are you gonna come across majors that are around your path right here?
Yeah, I think there's 1 major left that phatscott is probably heading to right now, but 1 super puts Ridley in logic, and I think it would make sense. Oh, there's 2 more.
Oh, charge for Carter. Let's go mode.
That is absolutely huge. Yeah, Carter does not need anything anymore. I'm hoping what Carter does here is just go straight back to Ridley after killing Kraid. And then
Yeah,
just start
found out that
zone hunting.
3 of the 6 checks that he was yet to look at were bombs, screw, or bomb spring and screw. So
yeah, kind of unfortunate for phatscott here that the majors they haven't found yet are speed, ice, and charge. Like some of the most useful majors you can find.
so I think what Aqueduct was plasma then.
Was Aqueduct confirmed to be a major?
I'm not sure actually.
You could be right. I don't think we've seen Meridian map. So very well could be, or at least in Meridia somewhere. phatscott leaving those majors behind. Oh no. This is looking tragic for phatscott.
DLC Kraid.
Carter's just, you know, playing for the fans at the moment. Got the DLC Kraid, you got the Spo.
Oh, we haven't seen Fantoon yet.
Oh, yes, we have.
We have?
Yeah, Fantoon
Oh, yeah.
was
No,
at the
we
bottom
have.
right
Never mind.
of Red Tower.
Have we seen
Carter going
Dragon
for
yet?
these majors. I don't think we've seen Dragon, Ridley,
seen Ridley.
or sorry, Dragon or Motherbrain. Sorry. Yeah, I don't like this play that Carter's doing.
Yeah, we've seen
Maybe
Mother Brain.
Oh, Motherbrain is somewhere. I did not catch that.
We'll get to see Pitts here.
I believe Carter YOLO'd down this pit super early.
Right
I don't
side
think
pit,
there's
yeah.
anything here. Because I think right is Crab Room and then left is something that made Carter reset. Can't remember what. Ah, this room. Vanilla screw. We may finally get Meridia map here. wonder if Carter's gonna go get that X. See, I would speed boost up there, grab the X, and then just reset here if it was power bombs. But nope. We are leaving. So there is an X in Aqueduct. Very curious if that's
Supers? Yeah.
Yeah.
Probably.
The major up there is either grapple or plasma. Yeah, we've seen. I mean, if you look at Carter's loadout there, we've seen almost every major now. Maybe that's why Carter was like, screw it, I'm just gonna go get that major, thinking that they're gonna get plasma. Just because, like, you have so much of everything else. Yeah, because X-ray was like at the beginning in the like early supers room.
How much would plasma add to damage here?
So charge a ice wave spazer, all charged up, is 300 damage, where plasma is 900. Plasma with that same combo is 900, so it's literally triple damage. Plasma on its own is with charge is 450 a shot, so it's like already 50% better even without ice and wave. Plasma is absurdly strong in this game.
With the amount of supers, I don't know if it's really all that productive to go out of the way for that.
Yeah, that's a good point. I'm guessing that Carter is going back for Ridley here, which I think is the smart thing to do.
Yeah, super does double damage against.
Yeah, so each super is 600, so 20 supers would be 12,000 damage. Yeah. So typically what I see runners do in this scenario would be, like, once Ridley is red, you know that you only need 15 supers.
Mm-hmm.
So you could just like dump everything except for 15 supers, and then chill out, like with charging in the early, easier gray phase, and then the second Ridley turns red, just dump the 15, and then you're good to go.
Do we have a? Does Carter have a good refill on the way back to Mother now?
That's a good question. Oh my gosh, we're getting the Aqueduct check that I wanted like half an hour ago. EBs. Aw, okay. So it would have done nothing.
Oh, GT fight.
Carter not going for map, but choosing to blind? This is kind of strange.
The other maps have been quite expansive, so I think there's not too much left that can be over here.
Yeah, I'm not sure what Carter thinks they're gonna find. And also why we're not just going straight for Ridley. Confusing me as well. I mean, with 50 missiles and 20 supers, you only need to land like 4 charge shots to kill Ridley, so it really isn't that tough of a fight here. I mean, Ridley is still Ridley and can be a special boy, but for runners at this experience level, I don't think it should be a problem with these resources.
Or charge shot, you mean 10? So charge shot just replaces a super.
Yeah, like two with the charge ice wave spazer. Each charge shot is like half a super. So you would need 20 and 20. But you could also just dump the 50 missiles.
2 charge shots for 1 supers. Okay.
Yo, are we going back for Ridley?
A full reset by Fat. What's going on there?
Yeah, was that a crash? What just happened? I'm a little confused there.
Maybe the wrong button. Maybe their resets are close to each other.
Yeah, I remember when Albies was racing, their console was set up so that the same exact like button inputs reset the entire console that normally don't do that.
Oh, we're getting a Ridley fight.
Kind of cruel that the save is after Ridley there. It's a little mean. Opting to dump supers early. I don't like doing that because I feel like it's just harder to hit Ridley in the red phase.
Especially with needing to land 20 shots. Well, actually, it's going to be a bit more than that. It's going to be 26. He only had 17 supers, I believe.
Yeah. See, it's hard. It's going to be hard to keep track of like when Ridley's actually dead here. At least it would be for me because I can't do math fast. I like math, but in my head, insta math is not not something I can pull off. So I just opt for the red 15 strat myself. I think missiles in the pogo phase are going to be more DPS. Oh, Carter having the confidence to just jump in like that. Carter better than me at math confirmed.
He has some of those supers back, which is not bad.
Yeah, that's actually 7 supers is an absurdly good drop. I wish I got that in my speed runs. I usually get like 2.
Oh, there's Mother Brain.
Mother Brain in wreck ship of all places. If we get map here, we might find out that Dragon is somewhere nearby as well. It's actually pretty good for Fat Scott because I'm not sure how many zones we've seen here, but maybe wreck ship is the only one that we haven't seen. I think that's actually true. Nah, I don't think it's that good. I was thinking Carter might put off wreck ship, but I don't think you can. It's the only one left.
You find the front and back of Mother Brain. That's pretty funny.
We still haven't gotten this criteria map, so Dragon could be in criteria. Totally forgot.
I think we've only seen 2 maps.
Alright, here we go, wreck ship map. Is Dragon there too? Yes, right on top.
Top of Mother Brain.
And that's either grapple or plasma up there. Now Fat Scott's in an awkward situation.
Yeah.
Fat Scott could have gone back and killed Ridley with the ammo they have. They would have had to power bomb, but power bombs do 200 each, so it would have only taken 5 power bombs even without double hits. So, like, I personally think that would be a good play, just to avoid this exact scenario that Fat Scott is in now. And that is plasma.
There you go.
Did you happen to catch where the wreck ship connector was? Was it in criteria?
I didn't see.
Because this could be a huge time waste for Carter here, going to get this map to find literally nothing. Unless the wreck ship connector is just here. But I'm not sure of that.
I think he has a far greater lead that I'm not sure it particularly matters.
Yeah, I'm trying to,
I mean,
make it look like it's a little more even than it is. But you're right, it's probably pretty doomed for Fat Scott here.
I mean, Fat Scott just doesn't really have the damage to deal with Ridley here.
Taking Dragon out, I don't particularly like this too much either, because there's like really no they're potentially, if Fat Scott found charge and just killed Dragon later, with charged plasma you can just microwave, and so this might just kind of be a time loss to do it now.
Yeah, smoke grapple here. It's gonna take some time.
And then thinking Scott gave up on collecting majors. In my opinion, giving up on majors when you don't have speed is an extremely scary thing to do. Now, granted, speed did not end up coming into play at all this particular seed, but it very well could have. I know that charge of ban in NN was so. I think that is probably what really clenched it for Carter's lead right now. Like, if Fat Scott had charge, they might have been more confident going back to Ridley, and this could be very close. After getting bombed, Spring Ball, he's like, no thanks. Yeah, but the thing is like, if you find all the crappy majors, then, like, you just increase the odds that the other majors are good. So, I feel like with majors, you either have to go all in or not, you know? Like,
There's a certain point where you have to call it.
yeah. But I mean, look at the majors Fat Scott's missing. We got Grapple, Charge, Ice, Spazer, Speed. Like, other than even Grapple would have been helpful there for,
Yeah, it would have been terribly faster,
Dragon.
but maybe the extra 30 seconds or so.
Wreck Ship Connector at Vanilla Gauntlet. Ah, okay. So the criteria map does tell you where Wreck Ship is. Okay. Carter just gonna blast through. I'm curious if they'll grab Plasma or not.
They have all the tanks they need right now.
Yeah, I personally do not like doing Mother Brain with 3 tanks. I like 4. Because I get hit by Ketchup a lot, and Ketchup has this nasty tendency to double hit. I've even seen like quadra hits. It's kind of a buggy move. So just like knowing that like you can tank a few hits here or there, I feel like even if it doesn't come into play, just boosting your confidence so it like makes you play better.
Yeah.
Bye, side hoppers. So, Divine, have you thought about doing a map rando before?
I probably have to play the game
first. The vanilla game. I mean, you don't have to. I know plenty of people in the Link to Past community who never played the original game ever and just started with the randos. One thing that's really cool about map randos is there's a lot of different skill levels you can pick.
Yeah.
And then from that, you can go into like the custom editor and you can just like remove tricks that you don't like. So if you're like, cannot do this trick, I need to practice this another time, I just want to have fun, you can just turn it off. So it really like lets you learn at your own pace. And another really cool thing it does is in the spoiler log, you can go and you can see like what the tricks it expects you to do and logic little path it expects you to take. So you could like for example, when I first started this, I'd get stuck and I'd be like, okay, I have no idea what to do. And then I'd go check the spoiler log and I'd be like, oh, that's so cool. I had no idea you could do this trick.
Yeah.
And then I go practice it and, you know, I mean, just kind of rinse and repeat. So like, these seem kind of daunting, but if you just keep practicing them and just have the mindset, like maybe you're going to get stuck and get crapped on a little bit once in a while because Map Rando is Map Rando. You can learn these really fast. Like I said, Carter is a pretty good example of that. I think it was only like 3 months ago or something that Carter started learning Map Rando. And they've been doing really well.
Yeah, we'll have to think about it.
Everybody's doing it. Don't you want to be popular?
Let's see.
Do the thing.
Do the thing. I'll see if I get bored with my main game.
What's your main game?
It's Dark and Darker right now.
Oh, I've seen that. I don't get it, but it looks cool.
It's really fun, although they've been making questionable decisions about the direction of the game. It's a PvPvE extraction game based on Dungeons and Dragons.
phatscott absolutely demolishing Ridley here. Did not miss a single super. Ridley is super dead. I think Ridley was dead like 30 missiles ago. There we go.
Meanwhile, Carter almost dies to Dragon.
Yeah, both runners just absurdly good Ridley fights. I am surprised with how good these players are at handling Ridley that they avoided Ridley as long as they did. I'm a little shocked.
Okay, but at this point, I think Carter's far more equipped to take on Mother Brain than phatscott.
Yeah, it would take like a shambles or something on Carter's part. I don't know when last time Carter saved, and one nasty rainbow beam is all it would take here. Looks like they're trying to find some stuff. Oh, smart move by Carter. Who won that one, D Rocky? I also didn't catch that because common this one. I guess maybe there's some people who want to watch the VOD. I'll be nice and not. That's a good point.
Oh, there goes all the refill.
2 whole super drops. You.
I think they're fine. I think
Carter
there was
doesn't necessarily need supers here, but it would be really, really nice.
It would be. Oh wait, we have a whole bunch of supers refilled for that here. It's actually a lot closer than I thought it was.
Honestly, like a run back to the ship isn't that bad.
The Mother Brain is right here, and phat's got to go around. Oh wait, no. They're both right here. Oh my gosh, wait, what? When did this happen? I'm gonna have to put this with Phat right now.
Yeah.
I mean, his super count's just way too high here.
Yeah, absolutely. Like, this fight is just gonna go so much faster for phatscott. I can't believe phatscott caught up that fast. That Ridley fight was just so clean. Yeah, I don't see any way for Carter to win this now. I can't believe how quickly that turned. I think Carter just spent too much time looking for stuff.
Oh my gosh. No, it's gonna be like a 30-second run back to ship. And they both know the path, so there's no way that Phat messes us up.
No way. It's like a straight shot right, basically. Yeah, and Phat didn't miss a single super, so that should be it. Yep. Carter still has a lot of shots to go. Wow, I cannot believe phatscott came back. Missing charge, very late backtrack to get the Ridley kill.
35 seconds, oh come on.
Yeah, Carter should have just committed to just killing everything as fast as seemingly possible, I think. Once they got the charge ice waste spacer. There were some things like going to Meridian things that really cost
I think
them.
Carter got charged before the bombs, spring bomb and screw, right?
Yeah.
So I don't think he shouldn't even gone for those 3 majors. I think it really cost him there.
Yeah, I didn't really understand that. I called that out. What I thought was weird is that the X, I think, was more valuable than the majors, because the X was like an extra super missile. Like, wow, what an upset!
Game 1 goes to phatscott here.
I cannot believe phatscott won that. I felt like phatscott was like 10 minutes behind, and missing ice and speed for like that you could have gotten 10 minutes into the game until not getting it till over 40. I really thought was going to be a big difference here, but
if Ship wasn't so close to Mother Brain, I think that would have gone to Carter because phatscott needed to get that ammo refill right before Mother Brain.
yeah. Wow, 40 seconds. Well, 38, but here we go.
Now they're a little bit out of sync here, so difference about 5 seconds or so. So we're gonna have to go by the race time here. So don't count anything out until the end of the race.
Carter resetting already.
Yeah, they're synced, but I don't think their timers are synced necessarily.
Pretty close to me.
Yeah, at the beginning, they were in completely different rooms, even though they did the same movement, it looked like, but maybe I just missed something.
Might have just been a movement diff, but I'm not really sure.
Both racers finding the heated room and saying, nope.
Now with that save, I'd be tempted to YOLO that heated room, because if one of them is an E-tank, even though it's non-logic, you could get out and you could maybe score something like an early supers. Ah, yes, and just a little explanation on how the tracking is going to work. So there isn't like a special Metroid tracker yet. So instead, there's Morph Ball for Carter. So instead, the G4 bosses will represent the Metroids in the KPDR order. So Kraid will be Metroid Room 1, Vantoon will be Metroid Room 2, Dragon will be Metroid Room 3, and Ridley finally as Metroid Room 4. Carter, I think, making the right decision here. When I see that Morph Ball, I think I gotta go back and see what's in this tunnel. And it's grapple. Now, that is confusing a little bit. Oh, maybe not. I was thinking because that room right of the save is heated. You could grapple across it, but it's definitely not logic to make it with 0 tanks.
No.
But that room down in that in Wreck Shift Attic might be Everest. And that grapple would put that in logic. So I'm thinking that's what's going to happen here. Oh, was Everest? Did phatscott check it? Quick draw. I must have missed that. Carter opting to go for this. Definitely not in logic. Oh, through the toilet.
Both are heading the same direction. Well, phatscott already knows where to go, but let's see what Carter does.
Yep, there's the toilet as advertised. And Everest. Carter opting to go away from the map. Not a bad thing to do here. The assumption that maybe this is a bunch of dead ends with items and you might not be able to make it to the map anyway. This could potentially be big for Carter here. High jumps. That is big. Ooh, doing that spike boost with no E-tanks or suits. I don't know. That's a little scary. 60 damage. That's a lot.
Oh. Scott missing his grapple there.
Both players just kind of retracing each other's steps. phatscott going to go over and find high jumps for himself. Carter going to find a power bomb / morph bomb lock and turn around. I don't know what those high jumps would do for the players at this point.
We're gonna have to check the bottom of Everest and find out, right?
Absolutely. I think the answer to what those are for is not been seen yet. Smart to check this item. This early in the game, even missiles would be a really good find. And it's Ice Beam.
We had a... Did Scott die, or did you just choose to reset here? Scott died.
Oh, Scott died. I missed that. I was too curious what was left over here to the crab hole.
I hate the pufferfish. Yeah, that'll do it.
Yeah, Meridia enemies are messed up. You know, everyone thinks about Norfair because of the heat, and obviously the enemies there are strong as well, but Meridia seems all calm and nice, but these fish, they hit like trucks.
And the crab. Crabs, oof, man.
Yeah, what is it with crabs being OP in video games? The ones in Link to the Past also hit for 2 hearts, which is kind of nasty early game as well. Developers just like making crabs hurt.
You're the peak evolution life form, right? Everything evolves into crabs.
True. Just makes me want to play that Crab Souls game. I haven't checked that one out yet. Forget what it's actually called.
Crab Souls game. Whoa. 8 energy. Hope it's not heated.
Oh no!
It's heated. I mean, he did save before going into this, so it's not too much of a time loss here.
Yeah. Ice and speed early again for Carter. Ice is probably one of the best things you can get in Metroids. Even if you have power bombs to kill the Metroids, it's just a pain in the booty to round them up like that.
But he's going back for this?
Yeah, I think it's a good play here. You got this farm room here. As long as you just like exit and be mindful of drops.
It's gonna be close.
And the drops should basically always be good here because it's not like they're gonna drop missiles. You don't have any.
Makes it back out. Gonna be able to save here. Opting not to go back and save.
So going down.
Plays out.
This is not in logic. Oh no, I apologize. It is because of speed.
I'd be hesitant to check though.
Yeah, I think Carter. I think you should refill in this room, dude. There you go. Oh,
Power
BBs.
bombs. Nice.
Carter blinding Ice and Speed 2 games in a row.
Get this fat commit to the check. He doesn't.
That means this is not in logic for phatscott. Now, phatscott can crab climb. Whether they are able or willing to are very different things, and it's definitely not in logic. But crab climb on the left side with high jumps isn't too terrible.
Carter finding screw and supers is huge.
I'm still starting to think that there's like an early E-tank that both players missed. So I'm not sure that Speed Booster would be in logic with 0 tanks like that. It's kind of tough to say because that is a farm room, but I don't know. Once again, it looks like Carter has quite the lead here.
With yeah, I'm not sure. I'm not sure what the farm room might be put in logic, but I feel like maybe if you found like gravity or something down here, it might put it back into logic.
Yeah, typically seeds will give you an early E-tank. Somewhere that you can get to.
You don't see E-tanks here that they could get.
There's that E-tank. That one's a little out of the way. There might be one back in the previous zone.
Area, yeah, maybe. Carter now has all 3 types of ammo.
And there's 2 Metroid rooms here too that Carter has the ability to clear out. I didn't get a good enough look at the map to know if like it's possible to get to everything, just because of hell runs and lack of energy here, but theoretically. Oh, that is. Yeah, I don't think you're getting that one, Carter. That is nasty.
Is it what, Metroid 2? Locking both a major and an E-tank.
I have found in these Metroid seeds that health is like insanely valuable.
Oh yeah, for sure.
The seeds do not like to give you suits because like you don't need suits to beat the game. You don't even really need E-tanks to beat the game. So like getting health as early as possible seems to be extremely valuable. I like personally here, if I were Carter, I'd be opting to go left. I'm not sure why they're crab climbing when speed booster is an option, but anyway.
I mean, health is pretty scarce here.
Yeah, well, there's a farm room to the bottom left.
Yeah,
but you could also spark out of, but dog is on my cable. There we go. I would have opted to go to the watering hole, because there's an E-tank, potentially 2 in there, and I just think health is something that you just absolutely need to just like beeline for in this mode. And it's kind of similar to no objectives as well. Like health is also extremely valuable in that, not only just because like similarly like it helps you get through all the heat rooms and lets you get around the map, but in no objectives you need 6 tanks to survive Rainbow Beam.
Yeah, logic is super brutal at the beginnings of Metroid and no objectives usually.
I think Metroid produces the nastiest, most evil seeds possible. I don't even think like from my experience watching, like obviously anecdotal, I think it's not even close. I think Metroids is just always going to make the nastiest seeds. So if you're going to deal with a bunch of nasty stuff like a bunch of hell runs or whatnot, like just stack health as fast as you can. But a lot of players don't stack health because they're like, I don't need energy to beat Mother Brain because there's no Mother Brain 2. But still need to get there.
I don't remember exactly what item it was, but about a week ago there's a race where it was like a 15-minute like power bomb seed. Like there's just nothing up until that point. It's disgusting.
The reverse Baron seeds. Well, Ranium, that's kind of my thought too. I think Mother Brain not having a part 2 like just makes a seed not put energy or Varia or anything anywhere near you, or like as much as it would at least. I think you're on to something. That's kind of been my suspicion as well. There's Phaser. Honestly, just nice for killing stuff and not missing the Metroids because you have a wider beam. Yo, Carter finally has an E-Tank.
Tilly. Thanks for joining us.
Telemorph is going to be going up against Nito in the near future. That is going to be a banger of a match. Both extremely good players. That will be some very high level map randoing. I look forward to watching that one.
I believe both are still in the winner's bracket.
No, actually, losers
it's
bracket.
losers round 4. Oh, yeah. Damn.
Yeah, Nito lost 2-1 to Lynx. Tilly suffered from Sweaty Eddie.
Yeah. The classic. SpeedGaming coming in with 103. Welcome, welcome.
For those of you just joining us, this is Super Metroid Map Rando Multicategory Tournament. This is Metroid's No Mother Brain. So that means the players, instead of killing the traditional Kraid, Phantoon, Ridley, Dragon, are instead killing the 4 Metroid rooms that are typically before Mother Brain that are scattered across these maps. And then No Mother Brain 2 means once you break the glass and get the brain out, there is no phase 2. It's just over, and you have to get to the ship, which does decrease the amount of resources technically needed to beat the game. Edible Toaster trying to summon Ridley blocking something important. That is always a possibility in this, that a boss may, well, technically not required to beat it in terms of locking Mother Brain. They could just be in your way of a map or a Metroid room or something like that. And it does happen more often than you would think. Yeah, I saw that seed NN where like Oach just had boss fight after boss fight after boss fight. It's just like all stacked on top of each other. I don't even think it ended up being necessary, which is what makes it hilarious and tragic.
Oh no, murder.
I detest this jump.
Does anybody like underwater wall jumps?
I like underwater wall jumps more than what the game wants you to do here. Personally, I think like just trying to like manipulate this crab and this fish at the same time is such a pain in the butt that like all day would rather underwater wall jump.
Couple
Oh, hole. Oh, that was a good attempt. Oh, okay. Yeah, see, I feel like this strat is better. Without the fish there, it does make it a little...
Oh.
A little iffier. Now
this
where?
Looks good.
Yeah. I'd reset that.
Yeah, that's a reset there.
So, like, what you want to do here is freeze the fish and then do the same thing with the crab. Because then you can just, like, hop on the fish, and it's not too bad from there. You can turn off ice beam to unfreeze them. Yeah, that's true. I don't ever remember that in a race. Stop killing the fish, Carter! You need the fish. The fish is your friend. This room, taking Carter, but has allowed phatscott to catch up, and now both players are going to be having a good time. Nice. There we go.
There we go. Just be careful and don't fall. Have to do double freeze here again. Oh. Oh, watch out for that crab.
I think that's a good timing that when the crab's turning around. Okay. Should be free from here. phatscott just going through this heated room with no regards. It's oh, careful, Carter, careful. Oh. These runners are my poor little heart. Oh, this is heated up here too. This stinks. Oh, this is a farm room though. I think if you take ice off, if Carter takes ice off here, they should be okay. There's still a chance it just drops nothing but supers and Carter dies, but alright, we're good. Probably. This Crab Souls game I talked about is another Crab's Treasure. Yeah, I've seen some of my streamer buddies play that, and it looks cool. I just have not checked it out. I still haven't even finished Ice of P yet, for some reason. A little behind. Some other game has been distracting me. Imagine resetting Spazer. Blasphemy.
It is blasphemy. The highest order. Bombs.
Regular
Those are
bombs.
Those would have been nice for infinite bomb dropping.
Yeah, a little less valuable now that speed's been acquired. There are some places where it could still be extremely useful, like vanilla screw room, for an example. Oh, right into a Metroid room.
Hello.
Metroid room 4, I believe.
Get some.
phatscott basically abandoning what Carter's doing and instead moving on to grab speed.
Did
yeah, definitely good
Scott
play.
Map?
Charge beam, not as good as you would think in this mode most of the time.
Yeah. But speed didn't help nearly as much this time.
No.
Without
Too many
gravity,
water
it doesn't do
rooms
much.
and yeah, too many water rooms where you can't really use it. It did help Carter get the aqueduct items though. Honestly, regular bombs kind of coming in clutch. Oh well, less now. But I was gonna say that this room kind of drains all your power bombs to check, and now it's less of a concern. Space bump is
space jump gravity or screw.
Yeah, space jump when you have screw is amazing find.
The blessed
More health.
combo.
Carter just getting stacked here. This is really good for Carter.
Of course, most of these drops would have been really helpful for some of the previous rooms. Another major wave.
And once again, Carter has KPDR beam super early in a seed. What is going on? And save. Very, very nice to see that. That makes going in the bottom left of that water room down there a lot less scary.
All right, so we need to find 2 more of the Metroid rooms because we already know where 2 is, I believe.
That's true. We are only missing 1 in Mother Brain. I completely forgot about the Brinstar ones. That is a valid and good point. I think the lesson I learned from game 1 is if you have go mode, just go.
Honestly.
And stop checking stuff. I think that if Carter just didn't check 2 majors that end up being spring and bombs that were, you know, completely worthless essentially, Carter would have won. Oh, this is not good. Thank God for that save. That was not ideal for that room.
We have speed right here. Use it.
Yeah, speeding the Metal Pirates is a little harder than it looks. But Carter also has 5 supers, so as long as the first Metal Pirate drops at least 1, which they almost always do, it's pretty free to do it that way. And there's also save right there, so.
Oh, Croc.
phatscott fighting Croc with not a lot of resources, honestly.
Oh, here's the first pirate. Insect bird down.
Very well done by Carter. Second time's a charm. Oh my!
Oh, that's huge.
Wow. That could swing this right back in phatscott's favor because, as you've seen, getting through these water rooms takes a long time, and phatscott no longer has to deal with any of that. Just a couple of majors. Looks like there's really nothing of value left.
Especially with speed boost here.
Personally, I would grab that O and X and get the heck out of here. But we'll see what Carter does. Carter does not know that Gravity Suit isn't here. So that does make these majors more tempting. But yeah, phatscott's just going to start flying through these water rooms. And it's going to be... It might be a repeat of Seed 1, where it looks like Carter's just a mile ahead, and next thing you know, phatscott's just flying at 1,000,000 miles per hour, catching up. Looks like Carter is opting to get these majors.
No.
This
is so far out of the way.
I don't like this play at all. I will say though, if one of these majors ends up being Varia, it could be big, which is probably what Carter's thinking. And like as I mentioned, Carter doesn't know Gravity's not here, so they're probably looking for a suit.
I mean,
phatscott
for the mandatory Ridley fight. Yeah.
Oh my! The
No
one thing that would make it worth it.
No shot.
Knowing Gravity is not here is just wow. Now things are interesting again. We have the battle of the suits. It's possible that phatscott will never find Varia and Carter will never find Gravity.
There's no way phatscott's ever going for getting Varia here.
So, like, you know, we know that the Red Key Hunter room is required to go through to get one of the Metroids. Now, that's not too bad with 2 E-Tanks and Screw, but the amount of times spent farming and things like that might add up and make up for the time that Carter's going to lose doing water rooms. Yeah, this is an exciting seed. I have no idea. I can't definitively call this for anyone.
Oh, absolutely not.
Now Carter is going to have to do some expert tech to get out of here. Oh, some real expert tech. Oh, never mind. I am a foolish fool. Oh no, Carter.
Around.
So all Carter needs to do is get a speed boost and then shoot out the door. I was thinking you'd have to like do like a last second space jump or something.
Opting to kill some of the pirates here.
I'm not really sure why. You just need a speed boost and to get the heck out.
I mean, he already had it.
I'm pretty sure you like if you just speed boost at the end of the hallway here, you have enough time to shoot the door, jump through, and then do like a diagonal charge, like just like that.
Yeah, you have plenty of time.
Yeah, that's not that tight. I don't think killing them was really necessary at all.
You're gonna see Shaq Tool over here. Scott playing some football, some soccer, whatever you want to call it.
Football. Yeah, I prefer to just to like piss the snail off and let it do its thing, but you know, I could see you taking out your aggression on Gary, you know. He's kind of a jerk sometimes. So Fat Scott is a pretty darn good speedrunner, so I'm pretty sure that they will have no trouble getting to and fro that key hunter room, especially with Screw. I think it's just going to be pretty easy for a player on their level. I'm not sure where Fat Scott's going. Ah, the farm up here, probably.
Yeah.
They had a bad call. You know, the Metroids do drop stuff. And
Wow,
you
that
can just
map's
leave one
heavily-
alive and farm. Yeah, maybe it's like a power bomb thing. You're probably right, NN. Carter opting to grab this tank, which, as I mentioned before, I think that's really smart. A little less necessary with Varia, but I don't think it's a bad move at all. Especially since it's not really out of the way.
Scott in another Metroid room here. There's a nature on the other side here if he wants to pick it up.
I personally would have left one of the Metroids alive and farmed it on the way back just to make sure I was full health. Spring ball. Just to make sure I was full health going back, because Fat Scott is going to take a little bit of damage here from the acid. And they could have been in reserve, but it's an E-tank, so they'll be more than fine. So Carter will be following in Fat Scott's footsteps here fairly soon.
Yeah.
But with Varia. So no reason to go farm or do anything goofy like that. Also having that space jump advantage, we could start to see those room times.
Oh yeah, he's gonna blaze through this Metroid too.
It really just comes down to how long it takes Fat Scott to go back up and find that Metroid room that Carter did.
Yep.
Whether Fat Scott grabs Varia, And how many water rooms are in the way of the remaining Metroid room and
Why is he using power bombs here?
that is weird. I guess because it summons them?
Yeah.
It's...
Yeah, I just ignore that. That major's not worth your time, Carter.
See, that's okay. I was kind of respecting it. Like, okay, maybe Carter just wants to like aggro them all to the left because they're just like, I don't need this major. But then Carter's going for it anyway. So I feel like it kind of defeated the point of luring the Metroids.
I mean, the only thing that I would have liked to see here was gravity. I mean, I guess spring ball jumps for water rooms, but at this point, how many water rooms are you really going to go through again?
You know, there is a possibility, albeit slight, that Dragon is blocking something. And the room before Dragon to the bottom left is water. And Carter, I don't think, can do the grapple jump out of the Dragon room, so doubles, but I know Carter can double spring ball. So maybe that's what ends up happening.
Yeah, I mean, I guess, losing 20, 30 seconds here for the possibility to not get blocked by Dragon?
Wow, mandatory Ridley would really put this in.
We have space jump here. You wouldn't need that, right?
Wouldn't need what? I'm sorry, I might have missed that.
We wouldn't need a spring ball jump here with
Carter might, because they don't have gravity, and I doubt they're gonna kill Croc to get it. Because double spring ball in water rooms can still be a thing.
Is Dragon a water room?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
I'm surprised Carter. Well, maybe that's what they're doing now. Just checking wreck ship here, just to see. Like, if the map's real close, like, why not, right? If the map's in Narnia, I might just like. Yeah, see, that map's pretty darn close. I would go for that for 100%. Yeah, Scott is in a wreck ship. They're on top of each other again. Scott still has to go back and get that one Metroid room, though. So it's still quite a bit behind here.
Harder to get up some time with the bombs compared to the power bombs.
Yeah, power bomb management is no one's friend. So that's pretty nice to have that.
Now I was gonna say, does Carter see this major and think, oh, it's gravity, gotta go for it?
Well, it's either gravity, plasma, or X-ray, from just Carter's knowledge. So I could see that. The way Carter backed out of the rooms below Sandpit makes me think that Carter isn't comfortable doing that room with what they have. It's definitely possible, right? Because I think you'll have to turn off speed and high jump to do like the jump through the
Carter's
room.
gonna see this and just immediately reset here.
Nope.
No.
They want plasma. Now seeing this makes me think Carter's gonna kill Croc for the major, because one shot, one kill. It's really fast, which means Carter can get gravity, and then this is just like kind of Jover.
Yeah, but we're already on go mode, man. What you doing?
Like I said, I don't think Carter's comfortable going through that sandpit room with what they have. Now, like I said, I was about to say, you can freeze the little shrimpy dudes and jump across. It is in logic as well, but if you're not comfortable doing it, it's... No. Oh, this might not even be the hard one. I was thinking of the other. Oh, it is the hard one. Okay, where you have to freeze. Yeah, the three is the more annoying one. Oh, not the spring ball trick. The spring ball trick stinks. I would just reset the room. Yeah. Someone needs to tell Carter that gravity was right down there. So after this race is over. I'm not sure why they have high jumps off. Oh, maybe they turn them back on.
Gravity.
There we go. Okay, so maybe Carter going to wreck ship was just like, you know what, let's just check it, it's right there. And it's gonna be a pain to go back to move, not a I am uncomfortable with that room thing. Yes, I agree, Dark Neo. Like 50% chance you have plasma. That fight takes like 2 seconds. In my opinion, there's no world where you don't just kill Croc there. Right? You could even save it and like reset so you don't have to like sit through the animation of Croc boiling in the acid and all that good stuff. It's like 20 seconds, and if it's gravity, it could potentially save you a lot more than that. I think there's no world with plasma charge that you don't just do it, but and this many majors.
All right, one more Metroid left for Carter.
This may be a really fast escape here. Kateria could easily just have Mother Brain and the last Metroid. I think this might even be the last zone.
I don't believe Carter knows where last Metroid is.
So yeah, I think they have to be here. I think this is the last zone. I'm almost positive. I think we've seen everything else.
Well, we know where it is, but...
The last Metroid is in captivity. The galaxy is at peace. Alright, map check here. Oh, we have been to Kateria. I totally forgot. That's where we started.
Yeah, and map was way out of the way.
Both players just like noped the heck out of the zone so fast and never came back that I just kind of forgot we found it. Which, you know, looking back, it's kind of unusual when you think about it, because Kateria is generally considered a good zone to get information in, because you don't have to blind ship and things like that.
Yeah,
but it ended up working out.
They had the resources that they wanted to commit.
Yeah, I think you're right. Like, by the time they had resources to do it, like, the backtrack would have been pretty nasty. So it just didn't work out. Not using that room, I would have done it. 6 supers, 3 pipe PBs for like 2 seconds of your time. Uh-oh. Carter can go left, but can't go back right. Shouldn't actually be a problem here. Actually, I take that back. Carter can underwater wall jump, and with high jump and base, it's not too bad to get enough underwater wall jump height to get the space jump out. It sure beats any other method to get through this room without gravity. phatscott flying up Main Street a lot faster than Carter did with the acquired gravity suit. Finding the Metroid room, because it's in your way. I'm really curious to see what phatscott does here when they find the map. Do they get the majors, or do they just immediately dip? Opting to not go towards the map.
Does Carter think it's this room or the path above is the question.
I'm really confused what phatscott's doing here. Oh, the map is there. I'm just... I thought the map was above for some reason. Never mind. Scratch everything I just said.
Yep, this is what I thought was going to happen.
Oh no, so the other way was the way through lava dive.
Maybe he has Varia, so...
Yeah, it's honestly not the worst. It's
so does
doable.
This mean that Scott's going to have to do the dive?
Oh, there is a different way. There's got to be a better way. Hold. Up, baby skip. Room. That is just evil. Here's a health refill, so you can get sucked dry by baby and lose it all anyway.
Every path is just the wrong path here.
There we go.
Here's the elevator. Yep. And I think Metroid's room is gonna be here back to the right, probably down below.
Yeah, I with this room facing left, I wouldn't do this. I mean, granted, with high jump spring ball, it shouldn't take too long, but I assume it's just gonna be like a dead end or something, like a save or something like that. Yep.
Yep.
So it looks like phatscott just kind of like said, you know what, I don't need those majors, and took off. And it's now right behind Carter.
Yeah, they're pretty close together here. But how many roads has Carter traveled more than Scott right here?
Not a lot.
See which one Scott picks, if it's the right one.
It could even come down to like if there was a Metroid in the bottom right of Criteria.
Yeah.
And you have to go through that cactus alley water room. That's pretty nasty to get through without gravity. And then kill a Metroid and then come back here. Oh, hi, Kraid. What's up, dude? Then that could just be the game right there. Because we don't know where the Metroid room is. Or Mother Brain. And then one of them could easily be in that bottom right. I don't think that area was fully explored. Oh, baby.
It's the baby. Are we gonna get DLC?
Yes. Carter delivering with DLC twice in a row. Man of the people.
Yeah, he's definitely going to lose some time to the baby. We get a little bit of health here.
Yeah, phatscott also not having Varia, so like any heated room, like, you know, here we go.
Right here, yeah.
It's gonna...
There's a save at the top of this.
That save might just like soft block you though, because there's nowhere to farm. Oh my.
And we find shit.
It's a Phantoon map.
Oh my gosh. Ship and Phantoon.
Carter does have a pretty big advantage in this Phantoon fight, having like the full beam combo.
Yeah.
It means you don't have to do any Dopplers. I've seen a lot of runners forget, though. Like, instead of doing 2 missile charge shot, they just do Dopplers instead. So they, like, just forget about it. I've even seen runners forget when they have X-ray, which makes it even better. We'll see what Carter does here.
I think Metroid doesn't have a lot of places left to be. Is it just going to be on the other side of the ship here?
Yeah, I'm thinking bottom right of ship is going to be Mother Brain, and then the Metroids that they need are going to be on the other side of that Cactus Alley. That's my thought. There you go. Easy 2-round with that charge. It does 900 damage. Phantoon only having 2,500 health. You only need 7 missiles. Yeah, this is like scary close. Full beam is a 9-missile Doppler.
We'll see if see what Scott decides here. Is he gonna go bottom or top? He's going bottom.
Both Mother Brain and the final Metroid room are through that water cactus room we mentioned. Carter is gonna have to do some underwater wall jumps to get through that without gravity. I know they're capable, but with the pressure of Game 2, it could still cost a lot of time over Fat Scott.
Right now, we hit
a way to
an entire Phantoon fight.
Now, Fat Scott is an experienced any percent runner, but I believe they run KPDR, which tends to use like the X Factor technique. So I'm not sure how good their Dopplers are. I guess we'll find out.
Now, would it have been more beneficial? Because I think Carter probably should have double reverted there. It would have been faster just to go down the.
Right, I think you're correct. There's really no reason to like. There's nothing of value gained other than map information on this entire trek. So I think actually a triple revert, because it was ship and then like the top of like the G4 room, and then it would be the save.
Oh yeah. You had one more save back there where this path split.
This is very close, Eddie. Yeah. The previous game, Carter lost to Fat Scott by 38 seconds, and it was kind of similar to this, where Carter is ahead, but like Fat Scott just closes the gap. So like the big difference here is going to be gravity versus Varia.
Fat also going back to the map now.
So here's the room I was talking about. So the only 2 methods I know to get through this are you underwater wall jump into a space jump, which is easier in my opinion if you know how to do it, or you can do like a weird spring ball jump and like damage boost off one of these cactus spikes. Guessing Carter is going to go for the underwater wall jump. Now, if Carter doesn't get this quick, this light literally just decide the game here.
I mean, he's got all the way until Scott comes back.
Nice.
Oh, there we go.
Good job, Carter. That is not as easy as it looks. Underwater wall jumps are weird. And doing it with this pressure of race 2, knowing how close race 1 was, does not make it any easier. So, very well done. Resetting Phantoon, making that room less annoying. Let's go.
So if it comes to game 3 is going to be Varia movement.
Which this seed kind of turned into with how
Right.
the early game went.
All right, head over to Mother Brain now. We're probably going to have a, I don't know, maybe
Wait, how do you?
45 seconds, a minute.
Is that is this required Dragon? Am I reading this map right? Yeah, because that's Mickey Mouse, or they're not going through that. Where you going, Carter? Pretty sure you got to go up right, unless I misread something. It's required GT. Oh yeah. I think Dragon also works. Yeah, this having charged plasma and having Varia, this kind of puts it way in favor of Carter. Yeah. Scott is a little GG. I'm sorry, what was that, Divine? About?
No, don't worry about it.
Okay. Sorry, I'm bad at the whole like social talking cadence thing.
No, it's fine. Same here.
I know.
We have a reset. What?
Why did phatscott reset?
Did he just die?
I was not looking at phatscott's screen. He KO'd and died up. Oh no.
I think that's it.
Yeah.
I mean, it's a save right before Mother Brain.
And there's no Mother Brain 2, so like, and you got ice, and you have ice for the Zev skip. Like,
yeah.
There's like no way. And the escape is going to be free. He's going to get gravity suit for the escape.
Yeah. Just everybody play the game. Put in your times for escape. It's pretty quick, pretty close.
Whew, let's go a minute 15. That's what I think I'm gonna pick.
I don't know if it's even gonna be a minute. I'll say a minute, if that. No. This is gonna be like 45 seconds.
I don't know. It's kind of like zigzaggy and weird. I don't know. Let's see, we got a bunch of guesses in chat. Hold. 2:15.
Hello.
Wow. So I'm gonna go by Price is Right rules and say Shine Spark wins 130.
Yeah, sorry, Celica, you're just over.
I thought I was looking at this map. I'm like, this is zigzaggy and weird. Like, there's like I know the clock doesn't tick in room transitions, but there's a lot of rooms that you have to go through to get back. Yeah, this criteria map is bizarre.
If anybody wants to join me for comms in Game 3, that'd be appreciated.
Yeah, unfortunately I have to go make dinner for my family. And I'll be watching on my phone, but I cannot do comms. I asked my wife, I'm like, how would it go if I, if it goes to Game 3 and I comm that one, and I don't get done till like after 6? And she's like, well, I'm just gonna order out and be really pissed at you. And I was like, okay.
I was gonna say, I'm just gonna give you the look.
Sit on the couch, fine. I won't do Game 3 if it goes to it.
Where are you going, Carter?
think the nerves are getting to Carter, because Carter literally just did this like 5 minutes ago, so you really shouldn't need to be pausing. Yeah, I'd say the two things that really cinched this at the end there is that Fat Scott taking that death and Carter getting that underwater wall jump. I was right, though. You could go through Dragon as well if you wanted to. I was kind of hoping that like one would have to go Dragon, the other would go GT, just based on the suits available. I thought that would have been pretty funny. All right, Carter takes game 2.
GG's, everyone. There's going to be a game 3.
Ray did not connect. I missed that. Thank you, Celebrate. I know I said that wrong, but...
And our racers are off, and starting with Gravity. Okay, this is just going to be a double seed, it looks like. With a little bit of extra. What a start, indeed. Starting pretty close to the map here. Scott opting to go away from the map, but it's locked by a super missile door. And then we have heated rooms. So while we do start with Spring Ball, we need Morph Ball in order to use it. Spospo. I don't think our runners particularly want to work with Spospo. So it looks like we're gonna have to go through that that acid room down below that Carter didn't find some interest in. Or not. Never mind. Yeah, for anyone who wasn't here for games 1 and 2, they were really, really, really close. Genuine, I'd watch at least the last 10 minutes of both. If you don't want to stick around for the entire thing. While Carter is the 36th seed and Scott is the 20th seed, you couldn't tell by how close these races have been. Finding a save, saving early and saving often. As our Lord and Savior WX would say. Both racers following essentially the same path right now. There's Morph Ball. Now let's see where our runners go. Are we seeing a Spospo fight? I don't think so. Is Scott really going for the Spospo fight? Wow. For the people. No, okay. He runs out. That's what I thought was going to happen. Oh, we have Screw Attack. racers maybe 15 seconds apart at this point. Pretty close. They're taking the save. Let's see if Scott follows him. Power rounds. It's pretty big. Scott deciding to head back up. See if he saves here. Saving again. Oh no. Carter falling down too far here. He's gonna miss out on the power bombs. Scott also picking up missiles. Oh, is this gonna come back to haunt Carter here? We'll see. At this point, I'd reset. We need those. Can't afford to skip that pickup. Carter will see the first to pick up the map. We see Kraid. Major bunch of X's here. Lots and lots of X's. Yeah, I think, yeah, Carter's, reverted. Gonna go back for the power bombs here. Yeah. I think Scott's heading up here for Kraid. Quick Kraid kill. Pick up some X's maybe. Yes, all bosses are required here. This is basically a normal game here. The only thing that's different is that we started off with Vario, Spring Ball, High Jump, and Ice Beam. It's more power bombs. That's not exactly what Scott would have liked to see. Probably wanted some supers there, but let's see if we get some supers down below. And more power bombs. Balancing out the super count, I guess. Let's see what we get here. Are we gonna get some DLC? Of course. double suit here, he has essentially no chance of dying, so. And it's grade down. Carter gonna come down here hoping for some supers and unfortunately not find any. So I suspect that Scott's gonna hop over into Meridia now, probably. Nope. Alright, where are we going then? Maybe the major into Norfair? Let's see where Carter decides to go. Our major is speed. Ooh. This is very nice to pick up this early. Carter's still trying to plan out where he's going. Scott's heading into Norfair. While Carter is heading into Meridia, it looks like. It's our first convergence. Bold move, Con. See if it pays off. Big pink. E-tank. We got lots of connections here. It'll lead us straight into Brinstar as well, if we want to go. Double E-tank. This could be big for Carter. Map room for Scott. Let's see what we find here. We find Dragon. Anything else? Some majors, a couple of X's. Let's see, 3 majors. 3 majors? Maybe more. 3 majors and a boss. That's pretty good down here. We have an entry to Brinstar there. Pretty good. The back of Mother Brain for Carter. Oh, is that Ridley I see? It is Ridley. And Mother Brain. That's some good map knowledge right there for Carter. At Mama Turtle, we have an E-Tank, and what do we have here for a major? Ooh. Charge Beam. It's pretty big to find here. Right, both runners having E-Tank requirements. You don't need to pick up any more health, although more health would be a nice luxury. Oh. Carter having Secure helping a lot here. Major for Scout is X-Ray. Eh. Don't really need that much. If you had Plasma, that would have helped for Dragon, but... I mean, with Grapple, I think Scott just goes Dragon here. Where's he heading? Oh, the other major here, yeah. Just Plasma. Oh, okay. My break time. Or, no, you need to wait for that. I think this is looking very, very good for Scott here. Yeah, Carter has much more exploration, but I think Scott is very, very settled here. He has pretty much everything he needs in order to he's go mode. So he just needs to find the bosses at this point, and knowing that Ridley and Mother Brain are right next to each other, that as soon as he finds that out, it's gonna be very nice for him. All we need to do is find Fantoon, and then it's a Fantoon hunt at this point. Did we get the map in Meridia? I don't think who knows where Carter's gone. That's a Dragon down, and let's see where we're going from here. To see. Yeah, no, they got map was told us where Ridley and Mother Brain were. No. There's no map there. we just stumbled upon Ridley and Lumbering. Or power bombs. I mean, Carter really needs the supers here. Carter's very, very far off from go mode here, really. Yeah. And of course, you can see the disappointment in Carter's head roll there that he found just more power bombs. It's looking very grim for Carter here. Nope. So, considering the map was locked behind Ridley, it's not going to be Phantoon in Meridia. So I'm thinking Phantoon's probably going to be in the Wreck Ship or Criteria here, because I don't think we got Criteria map. The question is, does Scott try and do Ridley this early, or does he keep searching for more? Yeah, I'm no rando player, but I think at the point right here is for Scott to just go. Oh, Wreck Ship does not have Phantoon, so yeah. Oh yeah, Carter knows where Ridley is, but Scott does not. So we have what? We have Ridley, Phantoon, and Mother Brain all in Meridia. So as soon as Scott goes there, it's not it's basically going to be game over. How long does it take him to go? That's the question. Yeah, it could be that Carter didn't see the Norfair entrance at the bottom of Criteria. And there's Fandy. Into town. Raider finds out that Dragon is in another castle. Where is Scott going? It's a question. Is he going back to Norfair or? We've yet to see ship here. Do we know ship? Where is ship? That's true. This is my first night of commentating. Where is Carter going? I mean, not to say anything about the fact that I've never played this game. Just gonna find two E-tanks and nothing over there for Carter. Super sad about that. I do not have my commentator's curse kit yet. I haven't commed with a WX yet, so I'll have to get one from him. So, Scott heading up into Meridia here. He'll soon find out that Ridley and Mother Brain are right there, because it's right next to the entrance. Carter's still looking for some way to deal with Ridley. Just heading over to these X's over here, hoping, praying I can get some super missiles here. And we find Mother Brain. $25 super missiles for Carter. That's huge at this point. Oh, almost enough to do Ridley purely with supers. Not quite enough, but he can do it with missiles as well. Yeah, he can do 30, 25, I believe is what it takes for Ridley without missing anything. Although missing essentially anything is going to lead him to have to do power bombs after that. It's a fine Ridley here, but I don't think he minds. I'll happily take this fight. I suppose. Already halfway through. Couple more power shots here. And that's Rodney down. Now we just need to find Phantoon. Unfortunately, he does not go up to the map. Or no, map's over here. What am I talking about? He finds out that Phantoon is here. And there's the Packer Mother Brain. If Scott was, not to hate on Scott, but if Scott was paying a little bit more attention, he would have seen that there was just enough space for Mother Brain to fit in that square and see that was the back of Mother Brain. Happens in a race. Can't pay too much attention to the map 24/7. Not sure where Carter's headed right now. He hasn't picked up much in a while. Some time. Speedman with torch charge. Yeah, heading for Majors, trying to hopefully find something that could deal with Mother Brain and Ridley. Hoping he'll find charge. So that's the biggest thing he can find right now. I believe these are supers down here. Or maybe we haven't seen them. Alright, 30 supers, that's enough for the entirety of Ridley. Let's go for this other X, hoping, once again, he's hoping for some more supers. He's gonna skip. I don't know if I would have skipped there. Would have liked to have some insurance for missing a super. Oh yeah, it's yeah, he can't go there. Scott finding Phantoon. He is very, very far ahead, and I do not see any way for Carter to come back from this, unfortunately. Unfortunately, this race came down to right at the beginning, essentially, where Carter went into Meridia while Scott went down into Norfair, and from there, Scott just found pretty much the keys to the city. And Carter just getting so unlucky with the amount of power bombs that he's getting. Yeah. Scott's back on his way to Mother Brain. Already knows where the ship is. Fortunately, Carter still has Ridley to do here. Knows where Ridley is, but unfortunately, Scott's about to do Mother Brain, so might be a little too late. Having a little bit of trouble here with Zepskip. Opting to eventually just say, you know what? Why not? I'll just use some ammo. Taking everything out, going back, getting refilled, and coming back in. Being right here next to a farm. Oh, I don't blame him. I have no clue. No clue, RJ. Got about to head back to Mother Brain, just maybe just a little bit more. Should be enough to get done with Mother Brain 1 and 2. So, you know what time it is, chat. How long do you think the escape timer is going to be? Get your guesses in. I was not paying attention to the map, so I don't have a guess, but I'll guess 2 minutes and 30 seconds. Mother Brain 2 is down. We are starting the escape sequence. Our escape timer is 2 minutes and 45 seconds. Anybody? Closest Celiker. Yeah, unfortunately, there's a lot of zigzag, I think, like in the last race. No rooms where you can just book it across. Yeah, I think the closest to criteria was, I think it was to go through Meridia, actually. To go down where Ridley was, go back through Big Pink, maybe? Yeah, unfortunately, charge plasma was the difference here. Been over in Norfair. most of the game, Carter had to try and find super missiles, and nothing happened. And the game just said, no, you get power bombs. That's it. Well, while we're here, while we're waiting for the race to finish, shout out our runners, commentators and trackers, and the Map Rando. And that is going to be the game. GG's, everybody. See if we'll get our racers in here. There's Carter.
Yeah, how's it going?
Hello, hello, hello. There's Carter. Really, really, really great matches. First and second, really close. Unfortunate in the third match that Meridia was closer to Crates. That's where he decided to go. Well, Scott went down to Norfair, and unfortunately, Norfair had all the goodies.
It sure did.
And the game just decided to just powerbomb after powerbomb to you.
It really did. I was surprised how many I was hit. I had like 35 when I had 15 supers. It's crazy.
Yeah. It's unfortunate, but what can you do?
Yeah.
See if I have some more questions, but I want to see if Scott's going to join us. All right, let's see. I do have some notes here. Oh yeah, was that for? Yeah, in game 2, there was gravity was behind Croc, just below the sand room.
Oh yeah.
You were that close. Unfortunate.
I checked all but 2 majors during that game, and
yeah. I think you would have Scott will join after the credits roll. Okay. Yeah. If you there was that one area with like 3-4 majors in it. That was actually the decider. If you had decided to skip those 3 and just book it to the finish, you would have had it.
For game 1 you're talking about, right?
Game 1, yeah, game 1.
Yeah, I kind of regretted my decision of going to grab those majors because they didn't really help me all that much. And
yeah, you already had what you needed, unfortunately.
Yeah. I was looking for plasma to try and speed up the fights, but just didn't run into it.
Yeah, so what actually happened there is the ship was on the way to Mother Brain, so Scott was able to just dump everything he had into Ridley and then just take the ship, refill everything, and just sprint to Mother Brain. Which was what decided that last fight, because it wouldn't have needed to be sped up with that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Game 3 was really rough, trying to get through Meridia. if you had gotten the information that Fantoon and was right there, and you were able to get the map, I think things would have gone a lot different in Game 3.
Yeah, that map was in a pretty wild spot. At first, I thought it might have been behind Ridley, and then you had to go all the way up from Mother Brain into the left to get to it, and it was just like a big straight line.
Welcome,
Yeah.
Scott. GG.
Yeah, GG.
GG, Scott.
That same thing happened to me when I went to Wreckship the first time. I was looking around Ridley and I was like, how are you supposed to get to the map? And then I saw that the only way left was like you had to loop all the way around. That's happened to me like so many times now that I was like, it didn't shock me that it ended up being that way, but it was still annoying when the map just is way out of the way like that.
Yeah, I kind of went on a wild adventure in Meridia and only got rewarded with power bombs. So most of the X's that were in Meridia were all power bombs, and that didn't really help much because I was looking for bosses there, and then eventually got to the map, and then had to go all the way back down to kill the remaining bosses and go back up.
Did you go Meridia first?
I did, yeah.
Yeah, I almost did, but then what made me not do it is I saw it was Croc Speedway, and I saw a major right next to it, and I was really hoping that if it was speed, and I was just gonna go through it, and it was speed. So I just went through Norfair, and I was able to hit up like all those areas along the way and get plasma and ice and charge, and then pretty much I did like a counterclockwise loop around the entire map, and until I
see.
got
So
back.
you went down the left end of entrance for Norfair then, I'm guessing.
Yeah, I did. Then I was able to pick up the map, and then I saw that there was a bunch of stuff on the left side, a bunch of majors and whatnot, so I just was able to do some collecting for a bit. I almost accidentally skipped Plasma too, and that would have really sucked. So thankfully I didn't do that.
I ended up going for ammo because I didn't find plasma or charge or any of those, because I actually went down the right side of right side entrance to Norfair.
Yeah. And it was like the way the area was divided, it was like, was Dragon separating the two? I don't remember. It was kind of weird. It was like
Dragon was accessible from the other side. It was just the routing was a bit different, and all the majors were on the left side of Norfair instead of the right side. So
yeah.
So Scott, for Game 1, I'm not sure if you knew Mother Brain before or after Dragon. Did you take into consideration that you could just dump all of your ammo into Dragon and then get to the ship and then go back to Mother Brain, or is that just a happy-go-lucky coincidence?
I'll be honest. I don't even remember. I don't. I like when I start a new seed, I like practically throw out everything I remember. I don't even remember what happened. I would have to look at the seed again.
Yeah.
What was the layout? Was it like Dragon was right next to Mother Brain or something like that?
So Dragon was upper right of ship, I believe. And then you were able to you knew ship room, you went into Dragon, dumped everything into Dragon, went to ship, and then found Mother Brain to the bottom left of ship. And up until that point, you didn't really have a way of dealing with Mother Brain without having some ammo refill at some point. While Carter had full beam combo.
Minus, I didn't have plasma in Game 1.
Yeah,
I had Spazer.
Yeah. So it's like up until that point, Carter was far in the lead. But then you just happened to come across ship so that you could dump everything into Dragon and then dump everything into Mother Brain.
Yeah, I don't know.
It's like the perfect storm.
Maybe I just got lucky. I probably did. The only thing I really remember is that like I remember that I couldn't find charge, so I was collecting a lot of missiles and stuff along the way, and it ended up paying off for like maybe the first time ever that I actually went out of my way to collect missiles and have enough ammo for Mother Brain in the end. I was like,
yeah, it was super close.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. I really don't remember. There probably was definitely a better way to play that. I don't know. This one after I played like 5 seeds in a row. I was doing some before this too, so it all kind of blends together for me. I don't know.
All right. Well, great game from both of you.
I feel like I played well for the most part, so I'm happy with how I did, even if I got knocked out. I guess I'm
this-
Yeah, you
going
both
down to
played
the silver
amazing.
bracket now.
Yeah, this was a really good set. No, this is it sounds like all of them were pretty close. Well, except for the last one, or the second one, I think. I think I was pretty far behind on that one, but overall, still, it seemed like it was a pretty good set. So I'm glad it was a pretty competitive match today.
I don't know how to close this up, so.
I'll just say thank you to everybody that's been putting this tournament together and all the commentators and restreamers that have been streaming all the matches and giving us great commentary for all this. And yeah, hopefully I'll be able to put up a good performance in the silver bracket.
Here's hoping for that.